Hello, everybody, and welcome to the TARDIS Zone Live. You're probably wondering why I'm live on a day that I'm not supposed to be live. Well, I decided to go live because after after Gary's live stream last night, I have to say it did me the world of good. Fans were reminiscing. Gary got a lot of things off his chest. He's still very angry, like I am. It's turned to anger now. I'm I have been angry, as you know, but I've been more upset. But the anger now is starting to creep in and take over. And the reason why I want to kind of do this stream is to kind of give you guys here a chance to have your say. What I'm going to do with this stream later on when it goes up, because we won't be long for live. We'll be live for about an hour or so. But what I'll do is I'm going to throw this live stream back up on Twitter. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually directly tweet BBC America, the Doctor Who Twitter account, and also the BBC press office and all that. I want people to see this live stream. So let me know what Doctor Who has meant to you over these past years. Also, try tell us your very first childhood memory of Doctor Who as well. And tell me why you're so upset about what has happened. I will read out some comments. I will. I'll read out most of your comments. So if you throw your comments up and let me know, that'll be good, fine. Now, I just want to say something else. Gary is doing another video, and he's looking for people that have received an email response off the BBC. Now, I know some of you have actually sent me those emails. Now, he won't use your name, but he does want your email. So if you're willing to give up your email that you received off the BBC, and you don't want Gary to use your name, obviously he won't use your name anyway. But if you want your name to be used, just specify when you send me the email, or even send Gary the email on Twitter. If anybody is following on Twitter, tell him that the TARDIS Zone said you're looking for emails. There you go. There's a couple there. Send your email responses to Gary or to me. I'll hand them to Gary, and then he's going to do a video. Listen, we're not happy. We're going to be highlighting fans' anger. Now, I've already seen today, because I only check Twitter I have a rule now. I try not to check Twitter for a good few hours after I get up, because it always seems, if I look at Twitter, it always seems to start the day off wrong if someone has said something. So I'll wait for a few hours. But I've already seen there's a Doctor Who fan out there, won't mention it, well, calls themselves a fan. And obviously, they do YouTube videos themselves. Now, this person is what me, Gary, and all the other YouTubers would call a shill. This is a guy that has no problem with what they have done with the canon of Doctor Who. Now, people like that, as Gary said last night on his YouTube channel, those YouTubers will have to decide whether they really do like this or whether they've been lying to themselves. Because if you've been lying to yourselves, this is the time for you to basically not switch sides, but basically come together with us and actually say this is wrong. We don't care what your personal agenda is, right? We don't care what your ideology is. If you feel the same way as us, that you believe that Doctor Who canon has been destroyed, well, then we have a common goal. But already I see one of these shill gobshites. It's someone that told me that I had no talent. I showed the tweet on here a few weeks ago. Most of you will know who he is. He's a fake blonde twat, as I call him, or a clown, whatever you want to call him. But basically, he was doing a William Hartnell video, whatever it was anyway. Some Doctor Who fan, because they're still angry and upset, went in and just basically wrote, this was it, Doctor Who is dead. Right? So what does that gobshite do? The usual from that crowd. They retweet the tweet. No, they screenshot it. Then they put it up on Twitter. And this is what they say. I don't have a problem with response, but if you're upset about something, you should really move on. But obviously they are upset with his comment because you screenshot the bloody thing and you put it up on Twitter and you say that you say, and this is the problem that I have, you're typical of these newer fans. You say, well, if you don't like it, you can move on. You clearly haven't got a clue, you twat, right? We can't just move on. Have you not seen Gary's live streams or every other YouTuber? I watched everybody's video that I could possibly watch last night. Also, at the same time, I was moderating actually in Gary's channel. Gary made me a wrench last night, which was actually quite, it was nice. It was a nice little gesture from Gary because Gary knows I'm just as upset as he is, and he'll do that to cheer me up. And you know what? Gary has been trying to cheer this fandom up these last couple of days with his streams. And you know what? I have found his streams quite a comfort to me. And I know that sounds weird, and I know these idiots out there will never get it because they keep saying, well, just move on, it's a TV show. You don't get it, and you never will. And that's why you're a fake fan, and that's why you're a shill, and that's why people like you and all those other idiots will be called out. You actually, a Doctor Who fan showing his grief, right? Okay, they said Doctor Who was dead. You didn't like that comment, but move on. You didn't have to screenshot it and then put it up on Twitter for your followers then to have a go at someone who was clearly hurting. Right? You're mocking Doctor Who fans now. It's not good enough that you've destroyed that Chris Chibnall destroyed canon and yous are all defending it. Yous are mocking Doctor Who fans now. Yous are mocking and yous are telling us to leave the fandom, right? Well, do you know what? We have encouraged Gary last night. I'm surprised he did it. But he totally, he's so angry, he didn't care. He's asked people to boycott. He's asked people to write into the BBC. I couldn't believe it. He threw it up. He even directed people to Ballstreck's video. I was delighted. I said, that's it, Gary. That's what we need to do. We need to rally together now, right? And Gary said he's willing to do something, put a plan together for the fans to act. But we have to think of something more than just the emails. And I actually have to agree with him on this one. You know, the emails are working, and I ask fans to continue to do what these are doing, right? But we need something to push them over the edge now. So we need to come up with something else. So I'm going to have a talk with people that I know that have worked with the BBC before but are not the greatest fans of them, and see if there's any other method that we can use that will help this fandom get their points across. Listen, I know by Gary, everybody mightn't be reviewing Doctor Who coming up, but Gary's not going to give up on Doctor Who. He's not. He's given up on this era, but he even said it last night. If they were to come out and say they made a boo-boo and they cast a male doctor and they had decent stories, I don't know if he said male doctor, but he said he had decent stories and it actually made sense and all this other crap that we asked for as Doctor Who fans, he'd be willing to give it a go. And you know what? So would I. But that's what I mean. We're fans. We're not just going to walk away when the series is bad. Tell me something. Do you walk away from a marriage when it starts getting bad, or do you work at it? Do you try and improve it? You work on it and you try and improve it. You don't want to give up there. Well, it's the same with Doctor Who. It's like a marriage. All right? It's been in our lives a long, long time. It's not that easy to let go. So all these little idiots out there that happened to be chosen by the BBC because apparently they were trendy and because they had a certain ideology are now going around and slagging fans because they're mourning their show. And I'm telling you, I want to give a big shout out to Gary because I have to say his streams, Critical Drinker, Heels versus Babyface, those videos have actually cheered me up. I was laughing this morning. But I will say one thing. I have to say Critical Drinker's ending of his video actually brought it all home again. And, you know, when he said, you know, BBC ruining an institution and stuff, it got to me. I welled up again because that's exactly what they have done. Then there was Ballstreck's video that actually totally shot the J-Bots argument about the regenerations and the brain of Morbius. Right, he smashed it. Brilliant video, pal. Well done. Right. Then we had Gary stream last night trying to cheer up the fandom. You could see that he was. Yeah, I know by looking at Gary. Right, Gary said he hasn't slept. I can tell. You could see it. He is devastated. Right, he looks exactly how I feel. I'm even talking about it now, and I'm welling up because. And you know what? I have managed to watch one episode of Doctor Who since this abomination. And you know what? I don't know about you, but now when I watch it, I'm looking at the screen and I'm saying, you're not even whatever number Doctor you are, you're not that number anymore. Because anybody can be the Doctor. Anybody. And that's the point. And this is what these J-Bots don't get. It means anybody could be the Doctor. So you've diluted the character. And if you dilute a character like that, especially if it's the main character, you lose something. People don't want you to enjoy acting anymore. They want you to be as miserable as they are because they have sad, pathetic little lives and are also insecure. So what they do is then they project their own insecurities and all that bullshit onto us. And then it goes into our TV shows because these idiots have a voice. But I'm telling you, all those YouTubers out there, seriously, Gary warned you last night, right? It's not that he said you have to choose a side, but right now, this fandom, I mean, a lot of you channels have supported this, right? And as Gary said, if you genuinely think this is good, then fair fucking play to you, right? But there is a couple of YouTubers out there that we know for a fact that are not buying into this, but they're only going with the crowd because, you know, they think their channels will stay successful and all, so they pander to the J-Bots. Well, your channel's going to die. Your channel's going to die because those J-Bots now are going to feck off till Christmas, most of them, right? They won't care what content you put up. That's the point. Fans like me, channels like mine, and this is not being big-headed, right? But channels like mine, we're gonna do great over the summer. We're gonna do great over the summer because fans are gonna keep flocking to channels like mine, Gary's, Ballstreck's, Critical Drinkers, Heels versus Babyface. They're all gonna be going to all those channels, right? We're gonna organize this fandom, but we want you to boycott Doctor Who. Don't even attempt to watch Christmas Day. And don't watch it Christmas Day. And please don't. Right? Because if you add to the rating, you're defeating them. We've got to show the BBC now, right? The Christmas special, we've got to make this the lowest special, lower than Resolution, right? That's what we've got to do, right? So we've got to rally this fandom. So any fans that you know, that you see on social media, right? And you can see that they're hurting, right? And you can see that they don't like what they've done. Well, then encourage them to join the boycott. Encourage them to send an email. Do all those things that you need to do to get them on side. But don't do what the other side do and guilt trip them in it. If they don't want to do it, fine, fair enough, they're too hurt. But try get as much support as you can. Right, we got to rally this fandom now. It's time to do what we should have done last year. It's time to boycott this piece of cannon destroyer. So it's time for us to act now, right? Because we just have to. We won't live with ourselves if we don't. So at least we can hold our heads up high and say we did something. So let's do something together as a fandom. Because I'm telling you, I'm still heartbroken, right? I just can't think about Doctor Who without welling up. I'll just think of all those. And it's not just William Hartnell. And everybody just keeps bringing up William Hartnell. And don't get me wrong, I can understand why, because he was the first Doctor on the screen. But also remember, he also decanonised all those other Doctors too. It's not just William Hartnell, right? It's the rest of them. And then there's other side characters that have been affected by this whole thing. So it's not just the Doctor, right? There's loads of other things now that just don't make fucking sense anymore. You know, last night I told Sonny is that this show in I think it was in Gary's comments, because people were talking, and I said, this show saved my life in 2005. Gary had a similar experience a few years later. Show came around. He got to watch the show at a right time. And you know what? That's why Gary is so passionate. That's why he's been doing the live streams that he's done. That's why he's so angry. Because it's not just a TV show to him. He's got that emotional attachment to it. He remembers the time when his life wasn't so great and Doctor Who came along and everything started getting better. Right? It started to improve. Life got better. It was the same with me. And then Chris Chibnall just comes in and, as I said, he wants to make his own mark, fine. But then just destroys canon just to... I don't know. I still don't know what he was trying to do, and this is what hurts more, is what's his end game? And even if he does say that the Master is lying and has manipulated the Matrix, it's still not going to fix what he's done. I mean, it will, but I mean, the damage is done, if you know what I mean. I mean, he didn't have to go through all this, so what? You want to hurt most of your fandom, and then you expect them to come back Christmas and lap up your crap. Yeah, right. That's going to happen. Yeah. Not if we can help it. Not if all the YouTubers out there, the bigger YouTubers than me, have finally had enough and are going to start asking people, do you know what? It's the best thing. And you know what? We don't want to kill it. We just want to kill this era. Someone else will come in. They're not going to get rid of it. It's commissioned till 2023. But we can kill this. We can end his era. And we need to end it as soon as. If we don't organise and we don't do something, fans like me will regret it. You know, I start doing this because I believed everything that Chris Chibnall was doing during the Series 11 was wrong. Did I ever think we'd get to this point? No. I honestly didn't. I think that's, even though Gary got that information as well, I think he was like me right up until that point. I don't think he believed it was going to happen. We always thought there was a way this was going to be a switching move, you know, bait and switch. He'd trick us. There's a YouTube video for the revelation. It's literally called The Origins of Doctor Who Revealed. They're not going to backtrack now. There's nothing that can be done. I disagree. And that's the kind of attitude that will defeat the fandom. We have to stop having that attitude. Look at the fandom menace. Look what they've done. You mean to tell me that Doctor Who fans can't do the same? Whovians can't do the same? Of course we can. We need to stop having that defeatist attitude. And that's why we were in this position, because Doctor Who fans have this defeatist attitude and don't feel like fighting. Well, I'm sorry, right? The show is 57 years, right? And you're telling me that it's not worth defending. And I get what you're saying, but it's not. Look, this can be changed, right? Canon has been, they have done things in Canon that has been, not major things, but another showrunners come in, either added to it or completely ignored it, right? So there's a lot we could do, and I'm sorry, I don't agree. I think people should start, changing their attitudes. See, I see this defeatist attitude all the time, and it pisses me off. Because this is why we're in the position that we're in. We should have been really organising when Jodie Whittaker was cast, because we knew all the things that we said were going to happen, but we didn't do anything about it. So I would say we continue. Yeah, all right, fair enough. It's being realistic, but look at things can change. The fandom menace change things. See, look, I get where you're coming from. I do, and I do agree with you. Once it starts getting, but listen, it's not over yet. It's not over. She could still go. Remember that. And remember, the series is over, and they still haven't come out to announce she's officially staying the BBC themselves. Remember that, right? So it's not over. It's not over yet. Fans, look at BBC. Gary is after getting a few emails off people as well. BBC are inundated, right? Right now, they're busy with emails, right? And that's going to continue because fans are going to continue to write in. And it's doing their head in. So we keep going until, because they're going to come out and say something again. We'll be interested to see what they do the second time round, and that's when then us YouTubers like Gary, Ballstrick and all, we'll see what they have to say, right? And then we'll see if there's any more action to be taken. And at the end of the day, even Doomcock, watched Doomcock's video last night as well, actually. And Doomcock has also called for a boycott. I'm sorry, this is not going anywhere. Look at how many subscribers Doomcock has. Look how many subscribers that Gary has. Look at how many subscribers Ballstrick has, right? Those three YouTubers alone, and Random Mecca did it as well, right? Look at how many YouTube subscribers they have on each of their channel. Even if 1/3 of their subscribers send in an email to the BBC, that is a shit ton of emails, right? This is the point. Right, I know what you are saying. Well, BBC are not going to, they're not going to course correct. But if the fans keep fighting the way they are, and they keep having to deal with emails the way they're dealing with emails, trust me, something will give. Piers Wenger has already came out. Right? Stephen Moffat has already came out. Mark Gatiss has came out. Chris Chibnall himself have came out. They've rolled out all the big guns. Right? Because they know there's a problem, right? Now, next year, there's rumours, all sorts of rumours, right? Davros is another rumour that I heard. Davros is supposed to be coming back, right? On top of that, we got Rory is supposed to be coming back. Now, this is all rumour and speculation. I've also been told that it'll be kind of like the Greatest Hits tour, right? That we might see more classic companions. No, my nan just died. Can you please say R.I.P. Imogen? I'm very sorry to hear that. I was very close to my nan as well, so I'm sorry to hear that. That's absolutely horrible. But we're thinking of you and your family. Sorry to hear that. Well, the thing about it is, see, all of a sudden now rumours are flying about, which makes me think that it might be a deliberate ploy by BBC to actually leak rumours. And I actually do believe that the Dalek revelation that we got a few months back, when all the YouTube channels threw up that video of the Dalek and the photographs of the Dalek. I'm saying it now. I'm going to call it now. I said it kind of at the time. I found that highly unusual. And if people remember when I was speaking about it at the time, I kept saying this is highly unusual. There was security there, right? But they let people pass with their mobile phones and let them take footage and photographs, and nobody thinks that was an inside job. Nobody thinks that was deliberate. Trust me, if BBC don't want the information to get out, BBC is not going to let that information get out. If they're able to cover up a serial paedophile working for the BBC for the decades that paedophile was working for the BBC for, well then trust me, if they don't want any information to get out, they don't want any information to get out. All the information that we have received on this channel and other channels have received that have came true, that information, in my opinion, has been leaked by the BBC. I reckon the BBC have been leaking shit this year, especially because they knew there wasn't much interest, so they needed to garner interest. So that's why we got little leaks, right? And then all we heard through was newspaper reports say, oh, Chris Chibnall's angry, but we never heard from Chris Chibnall himself. Whereas if that was Moffat and there was a leak, he'd come out and say, yeah, he's sick of leaks and all, and he'd call people out, right? This guy didn't do any such a thing, right? The BBC allowed those leaks out to garner interest, and we all got suckered in, right? Now, someone made an interesting point. YouTubers like me, Gary Doomcock and all, Ballstreck, we probably helped the BBC in their ratings because obviously, you know, all publicity, whether good or bad, still adds to their profile. Our videos, probably because we were giving out about Doctor Who, probably got fans to watch because we were so angry because they'd want to see what all the fuss was about. So this is why a lot of us are debating whether we should review the Christmas special and then Series 13, you know, because we don't want to what the hell, my nan just walked in. I was pranked. Well, I don't think that was quite funny, to be honest with you, because I wasn't messing when I was saying I was close to me grandmother. I actually think that's quite sick. You don't prank that someone's dead. I don't know what's going on with the world today. I don't know. Disgraceful. But seriously, I'm not giving up. And I'd ask you, and I know some of you will think it's a fool's errand and I'm wasting me time, right? But you know what? You're talking to that brick wall that you're looking at. Because I'm not going to listen to anybody. I've set my mind to a goal, and that's it. Listen, if I have to do it on my own and be a one-man band, I will, right? But I am not stopping until Chris Chibnall is gone and until his era is either decanonized or struck off something. I don't care. If we have to fight for years for it to happen, I will. The campaigns can go on for years. If I have to go on for years, I will. I've got plenty of time. Well, you know what I mean, until someone decides to strike me down and take me away. But I'm here, you know what I mean? I'm not, if I have to be on my own, I will. Because I'm sorry, I owe this show. I owe it. The show is in trouble now. It's my time to step up as a fan and defend it. And this is why I'm kind of thinking as well, though. And I understand where all these other YouTubers are coming from because I feel the same. But then I'm kind of thinking, and I hope they'll understand where I'm coming from. Critical Drinkers decided not to do any more reviews. I don't think any of the other YouTubers are going to do any that have been talking about Series 11 and 12 and basically telling the fans the truth. But what would I would say to them is this. Okay, that's fair enough, and I can understand why we get people to boycott. But I'm thinking we should still review it for the simple fact is the other side is still going to have their YouTube channels, right? They're still going to have people watching their channels, and they're going to be saying how wonderful this era is. And then the newspapers are going to continue to pick on them. If there's nobody there to actually pull them up on their bullshit, they're going to get away with it. And BBC could continue with this for years to come. So I don't know. It's a catch-22 we're in. Because I still think us YouTubers have a valuable role to play in this fandom. And I think if we can encourage enough people to boycott. So anyway, some of you don't even watch the episodes and you watch the YouTubers instead. So why doesn't everybody just take the lead of the rest of them and just watch the YouTubers? We could tell you what's going on. You don't have to watch. And just because we tell you how bad it is, doesn't mean then you just go off then and watch it. Just ignore it. Leave it. You don't watch it. Look, if you wait till the consolidated come in, right? But this special was under 5 million, right? It was into the 4. We need to get this down again. If we can get this to drop another million, right? By the time the Christmas special comes along, right? And trust me, you see resolution, right? You've seen how far that dropped. So it's possible. See, BBC I think they're being smart arses now. They're putting this episode on Christmas for one reason only. It's not because Chris Chibnall all of a sudden and the BBC want the Christmas slot back again. See, they know it's Christmas. They know people won't be at work. There is no excuse. People are going to be at home, right, with their families. No excuse. So they're hoping that when everybody's sitting around the telly Christmas evening, that people will switch and watch Doctor Who. It's the only reason why they've put it on. This is why it's important that from now until Christmas, that you guys, if you see fans out there, you encourage them to boycott Doctor Who. If they're not a fan, you encourage them. And exactly, there is more than one TV channel. So go and watch anything else but Doctor Who, or put on a DVD or your Blu-ray or whatever and watch one of those Christmas specials of Doctor Who that you have that you actually enjoy, and watch that instead. Right? We get these ratings down low enough. Trust me. I have already been told that if the ratings go down to a certain level, it doesn't matter what Chris Chibnall or Jodie Whittaker have planned for Doctor Who. BBC will be forced to make a decision, because at the end of the day, that right now they're doing more harm to the IP than good, right? And they will not want it to be irreversibly damaged, and it probably already is right now, and they don't realise that, right? But they don't want this to go, because they've got, as I said, it's commissioned till 2023. Right, what's this crap? There's a few trolls in the chat there. Look at this crap. Bloody disgraceful, man. See, these are the trolls. These are some of the ones that are left over. The rest of them, as you've noticed, even Twitter has gone dead now, because they're all gone now. See, they'll be back a week or two before Christmas now, and they'll pretend that they're after being in the fandom for ages, and the usual crap out of them. Ridiculous. Of course they'll be back. They're like the Terminator. They'll always be back. But they have no respect. and they never will. And they don't love Doctor Who. It's just a platform for them to flog their ideology. That's all. They don't care about history. They don't care about how we feel about Doctor Who. As long as their message is getting across, they're happy. Well, they're not really, because even some of them are leaving. Now, let me see. No, why don't you show your face anymore? Because I just can't be arsed, to be honest. The odd time I do, just can't be arsed. Marty says, I've had enough of this show now, time to say goodbye. Yeah, but as I said, if you are going to say goodbye to the show, fine, but I would say join us in our campaign. We have asked fans to obviously boycott, but we'd like you to continue to send in the emails that you've been sending in. A lot of people have been getting responses. It's been the same generic response, but the fact that some are getting emails like I did, I threw it up on Twitter. I'm told I'm going to be waiting 20 days before I get a response, because they've got a high, unusual number of emails. So it's working. It's working. The BBC right now, and they will, and here's the thing, even though you will get a generic response, right? They are reading those emails. They're not being ignored. Of course, they will ignore the ones that basically say, oh, Jodie Whittaker's a crap actress and stuff like that. As I said, if you're going to email the BBC, you need to be making valid points to them, because they'll easily ignore ones that just talk about the acting, because then they'll start bringing up the fact that Doctor Who is great, and that Doctor Who is always changing and stuff and all this crap, and it's established in the show's history that the Doctor is an alien. But it's interesting. Have they said the Doctor's an alien from Gallifrey? Did they still say that in their email? Because I know people were emailing in before we saw this abomination. So I'll be interested to see if the emails are actually different now that they've destroyed canon. Will they actually say that the Doctor is an alien from Gallifrey, or will they say the Doctor is a refugee from some unknown planet and was tortured by a Gallifreyan woman? Because that's exactly what it is. And all these idiots still out there defending this. Oh, it's out of the canon. No, hasn't. Bolstrek destroyed your argument. Now get out of this fandom, because you're not a Doctor Who fan. You're a fake, you're a shill, and you're a destructive, toxic individual. And you know what? It's time that this fandom is cleaned up as well. This bunch of fakes. Unknown289 has put the BBC complaints in the live chat. Please do me a favour. I know most of you have already sent in 4, 5, 6, 7 emails. Keep going, folks. Just keep going until we tell you enough is enough. But we will come up with something else. I have to talk to a few people and see if there's another point of attack. See if there's any other way that we can get our voices heard. Because, there'll be different methods. But hey, Ted. How are you doing, buddy? Everything all right? Yeah? Good boy. Good boy. Oh. No, stop. I'm doing a live stream now. Come on. Oh, shit. Oh, what did Daddy drop? Oh. Right. Now, let's get the show on the road, as they say. Yeah. Right, let's see who's in the chat. I see 39 of you are watching right now. Welcome, everybody. And as I always say, thank you for the support. Welcome. And don't forget to email the BBC with your complaints. Right, let me see. Together we can save Doctor Who. I agree. I think I said the defeatist attitude, maybe that's the wrong word to use. But when I do hear fans saying, the show is gone, I give up, there's nothing we can do. Nah, I'm sorry, there is. We're the fans, we're the ones with the real power. Remember one thing, this is only a small minority of this fandom that actually like this show. And you've seen it because it's reflected in the ratings, right? This show at one time under RTD was getting 12 million viewers, right? So how many million fans is that? They were left, what, 4 points, whatever it was they were left with. So they've lost over 8 million viewers over the years, right? They're Doctor Who fans that have walked away from this show. So I'm sorry, we've always been the larger majority. And what we need to do is we need to encourage those fans that left after Peter Capaldi or left before Peter Capaldi. We need to get them back on board, and we need them to be helping us in this. Well, is that troll back? Is the troll back? Well, hold on. I'm going to go into the chat and remove them permanently from the channel. Just do me a favor. If there's any moderators in the chat, if there's any trolls, just delete them straight away, right? At the end of the day, we're not dealing with them anymore. Just delete them, because they're little fools, and they've nothing better to do with their lives anyway. We give their lives meaning, so we're not going to encourage them. So just delete the little shits, because that'll drive them mad. They'll be on their computer then and hooking up to their next fake account, because that'll drive them mad. They'll be on their computer. Right, let me see. Oh no, I've got me moderators in the chat. There's Unknown there. Derek is there as well. Chris is here as well. Right, well, if there's any more, Chris is there anyway, so Chris will swiftly get rid of it anyway if there's any idiots. Yeah, I'm seriously thinking of doing something like that, but I'd have to talk to other YouTubers first and see if we can organise something meaningful. Because here's the thing, someone made the point, we can't just turn up and say 100 people turn up. That's going to look pathetic, right? So we'd have to get a large number. No, were you hinting at a fan film? No, that wasn't my project. That was Mega Geek, the guy behind Rebecca Gold. He wants to do a Doctor Who fan film. I think right now fans are just trying to make sense of what's happened right now. And, while I do agree the fan film is a great idea, I think we should wait a while because the fandom right now is a bit raw. And I think it needs time to kind of settle down, and in some cases for people to mourn a loss and to kind of, get their headspace right before they start making any decisions on any fan film. But Mega Gold would like to do a fan film that would basically retcon this, which is a good idea. But for me, and I have to be honest, and I said it to them, for me, I'm not giving up my campaign. My goal, and I will support the fan film in any way that I can, but my goal is to actually rally this fandom into taking action. And to be quite honest with you, as I said to Mega Geek, I don't want the fans to be distracted either. We would like the main show to be healthy. So, yeah. So that's where I stand. I will obviously support the fan film. I'll bring Mega Geek on. He could tell you more details about it. But I do want to concentrate on this campaign because I do believe that us as a fandom, we can make a difference. The Fandom Menace have done it, and I'm sorry, but we could do it too. We have a voice, right? You have YouTubers out there that represent you. You guys have a voice. Now we need you to join us in actually, protesting, telling the BBC of your displeasure. We can't just sit back and as DC Comics figurine collector has said, I've been a fan for 20 years, but not now. And this is what I'm talking about. Fans like that, fans that have watched it even before that. This is what I mean. They're done, right? But what I would ask you now is, okay, you're done. You're not going to watch anymore. That's brilliant. But what I would ask you to do is start sending letters of email or sending emails into the BBC like most of the fandom have been doing. Just complain. You might get a generic response, but you're still doing something. We're going to be doing a lot more. But listen, I'm not. At the end of the day, my focus is going to be on this campaign. And, it's great that someone wants to do a fan film and I'm behind it. But at the end of the day, as I said, I hope it doesn't distract fans and we get distracted by this because, it's the main shot. Listen, for me, fan film is great. It's a great idea and it'll be there. But let's be all honest here. We don't want a fan film deep down. We want Doctor Who back. And for me, I wouldn't substitute Doctor Who for any fan film, in my opinion. It doesn't matter how good it is. I want the main show back. That's just where I stand. And I have no problem if you guys want to donate. I will try donate to this fan film myself, but I'm going to be concentrating on this campaign. And that's just the way it is with me because, that's what I said I was going to do, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. I'm not going to be sidetracked. It's a great idea. I'll bring Mega Geek on when I need to bring Mega Geek on to get promotion, or if he needs anything off you guys, that's fine. But I'm going to be still concentrating on what I believe in, which is the campaign, because I believe that Doctor Who can still be saved now. Gary said it last night. There's still a chance for them. There's still a chance. There's still a window of opportunity. And while there's still a window of opportunity, I'm going to fight tooth and nail. And that's just the way it is. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I don't know. I just think the fans are very emotional now. And I think right now we should all take a step back, right? Because, fan film, great idea, but there's emotion involved in it. And I don't think people should be making decisions when they're highly emotional. So I say wait to see how you feel in a month or two. And if it's still something that fans want, then I think we should go for a yes. But I think we should concentrate on the campaign. I'm sorry, but that's just the way I am. And I think the protest would be a good idea. I am thinking of coming over, but I'm not going to go over, as I said, if there's not enough people there, because it would look ridiculous. And I'm sorry, I am on YouTube and people do know me now. And if I was seen at that event and it didn't turn out great, well, then I'd be ridiculed, and I don't want to be ridiculed, to be quite honest with you. I want to be able to be there to make a difference. We could hand a petition, or we could hand in a letter to the BBC. We could get someone to go into the BBC offices and hand in a letter to Piers Wenger, hand it into the desk and ask them to give it to Piers Wenger. And we can stage some sort of protest. But, you know, as I said, there's no point to going over if there's only 100 people or something there. If you want to, you would have to have at least 500, 600, 700 people to be taken seriously. That's what we need to do. But I'd all be down for a protest, and I will come over if I know that there's enough people. We can get enough YouTubers. See if we can get any of the other bigger YouTubers even to come over. Then I'm all for it. Why not? We take a stand together. Why not? It's at least we done something, you know? So, enjoy our lunch, Chris. Have a good one. What are you having? A salad or something? Probably not. You're a bloke. Let's see. Lunch. Yeah. I don't know. What would I have for lunch? I'd have a sandwich or something. Probably. Yeah. I don't know. Right. Let me see who's in the chat. I'll give you a few shout outs there. We've got a few more minutes anyway, so we're all good. So who have we got? We'll start right up at the top so I don't miss anybody. So we have Problem Being Derek, we've got Colin, we've got Swift Raptor, we have Unknown 289, we've got John Les, we've got Ruby's 200, Ben is here as well, David is here, welcome. Who else have we got? We got True Hoovian, the Thin King is here as well. Who else have we got? The True Hoovian, I think I mentioned the True Hoovian. David Travels True Time is here as well. Welcome. Lone Wolf, welcome. Marty is here as well. Welcome, Marty. Nice to see you here. DC Comics Figurine Collector is here as well. Welcome. And thank you for your comment. Really appreciate it. We've got Colin P. Smith here as well. Stephen Cassidy is here. David is here. Who else have we got? Ben says a fan film isn't really effective in my eyes. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that we shouldn't have a fan film, but I don't think we should get sidetracked on what we aim to do as well. If you want a fan film as well, that's all well and good. That's great. But I don't want fans to get distracted either, because we are fans of Doctor Who, and we're hurting right now. And to be honest, I want to try and see if we can do something that can help save this show. And listen, even if it is a waste of time, like some people think it is, I don't care. We can all hold our heads up high and say we fought for the show. I owe it. So I'm going to keep fighting. Chris is here as well. Welcome, Chris. Enjoy our lunch, as I said. CJ Campbell is here. Mike is here as well. Welcome, Mike. And who else have we got? I think I have everybody now. If I've missed anybody, Lee Anthony Davis, Gary Hewitt, if I've missed anybody, please leave your name down the bottom there now, and I will read it out. Oh, Mr. CCDV is here. Welcome, my friend. I was seeing you on Gary's stream last night. I got wrenched on Gary's stream last night as well. great stream. It's what I decided to do on today. Kind of helped with how I was feeling. And so I thought I would do one myself. If any of you guys want to tell me what your early memory of Doctor Who was, what made you get into the show, and what the show means to you, I will read out some of your comments, as I said, because I'd like the BBC to hear from some of you. So if you would like to leave a short comment, I will read it out and read it on air so BBC can actually hear what this show means to you and what they have done, and how that has affected you. Basically, if some of you are man enough, because I see most of the guys are here today. I know there's some of the ladies there, but ladies ladies are very open when it comes to their emotions. But when it comes to blokes, we tend to kind of keep that kind of stuff to ourselves. But I want to hear from you guys. If you're just genuinely upset and all, man, tell me how you feel. There's no shame in it. Listen, I cried on this live stream. At the time, this child one, I should say, our children one, right? And you know what? I know there'll be people out there laughing and saying, "I should be embarrassed." I'm not. I wear that as my badge of honor, right? That just goes to show you how much this show meant to me. And you see, what you heard was a guy that had finally cracked, that had finally seen everything that he has come to believe that the Doctor is being destroyed. And it was just raw emotion. So why should I be ashamed of that? I told people when they followed me from day one, I said it. I said, you'll always get raw emotion on this channel, and you'll always get my honest opinion. And I'll always be honest with my followers. And I have, and I'm not going to change, and I never will. And I'm proud of that. I am not ashamed of that. I embrace that, and I will never be ashamed for it. And I don't care if people make jokes about it or belittle me about it. I don't care, right? You don't care enough about the show, so I don't really give a flying fuck what your opinion is of me, right? The end of the day, my heart was broken on Sunday. I lost something very dear to me on Sunday. And yes, you can laugh all you want, his little J-bots, and say, he's gone crazy over a TV show. Well, as I said, it's more than a TV show to some of us. Some of us have gotten an emotional attachment to some of the characters over the years. As I said, the show came back at a right time for me in my life. I wouldn't be sitting here talking to most of you now if Doctor Who hadn't come back in 2005. So, these little J-bots, they haven't got a bloody clue. So I don't care. People can ridicule me and laugh. Right, let's see. Sorry, guys, I was just putting on the kettle there. I'm on my own. Like, Cheryl's gone over to the sister. Well, she's gone into the city centre. Then she's gone into the sister. Right, I'm going to read out some of your comments there because I see some of you have actually. So we'll start here. Stephen Cassidy says the opening scenes of The Face of Evil. Ben says, I'm 24. My earliest memory was watching Pyramids of Mars at about 5 or 6 years old. I then watched all the classic episodes, and I didn't have to wait long before Series 1 aired in 2005. Marty says, I remember having an argument with my parents at age 5, stormed upstairs into the spare bedroom, turned on the TV, and there was Chris Eccleston. That's when it all started for me. Cry face. I like that one. Problem Being says, in 1979, the Fourth Doctor facing off against Davros in Destiny of the Daleks. Doctor Who was my hero in a very dark childhood that gave me hope and escape. Unknown 289 says, Noel, do you know what they changed the automated reply to. They changed it to about this being the actual doctor's origins or some rubbish. Yeah, I've heard that. That's why I'm saying send them to us, because this is not origins. We're no way. We're not accepting it. Without, as Doomcock would say, what is it? Without respect, we reject. So feck him, feck them. I do think that the complaint should be directed at the BBC's agenda and hypocrisy in general, rather than just a specific program. I do agree with you. That's what we're saying. But you can give examples in certain episodes of Doctor Who and other shows as well. You know what I mean? Just to reinforce your point. Helen Madden says, I tried to enjoy season 12 and I gave it a chance, but I was so upset regarding the cancer storyline and the poor reply I got back from the BBC. The showrunner needs to go. I will not watch anymore. I know, that was disgusting. That really actually angered it. That was the first wave of backlash that they got. Ruby's 200 says, my cousin got me into it. I was about 5 maybe. I remember he had a pet hamster on a wheel. When he told me about this show he liked, I watched it with him. That was over 37 years ago and still love. Beam Me Up Lucas says, I had to watch Doctor Who proms to cheer myself up. Mr. CCDV says, my earliest memory of Doctor Who is the Ark in Space with Tom Baker. I've been watching Doctor Who for 35 years. Wow. Wow. That's a long time, my friend. Problem being, I used to carry my little Ford Dr. Biscuit tin TARDIS around with me everywhere when I was about 4. My earliest memory, this is from Lee Anthony Davis, was the black and white episode of Patrick Troughton coming out of the TARDIS with Zoe and Jamie in a quarry. The adventure was called The Crotons in 1969. Davis says, I was in the same boat as you when they got rid of Spider-Man's marriage. I spent 2010 in the loony bin. Sorry to hear that. I went through a couple of breakdowns myself. It's not nice. You know, but once you got a good support base there, you got good friends and family, you can pull through it. And I'm glad that you have, and Doctor Who has helped you in some way. Beats Means Hoyes says, Doctor Who was constant joy for me as a kid. First memory is the Day of the Daleks with Pertwee. The soulless hacks at the BBC have sacrificed magic and innocence for political woke points. I'm angry as hell. Davis says, luckily Marvel kept publishing other universes with him married and I recovered. Matt Smith era Doctor Who was Series 6 came on shortly after and that helped too. And Ruby says, it's my childhood being trashed. Tom Baker's Doctor Who is my hero. And Derek McManus says, my daughters had nightmares when the stompy Cybermen arrived. Gary Ewis says, Planet of the Spiders. I watched that a few weeks back when we were reviewing Series 12, just to kind of watch something decent. That is one hell of a story. And I was only 11. Then I was hooked and followed it. Supported Colin Baker and Nicola Bryant during the hiatus. Bought the new Adventures videos, DVDs. Gutted now. Swift says, my earliest memory was watching in the 1960s Dalek movie in glorious 60s colour. Although I watched it on black and white TV at the time. Marty says, this show saved me from multiple attempts on my life. If it goes down the pan now, I will feel like a part of me has died. Chin up, Marty. Don't worry. We're going to try do something. Don't worry. This is what it's all about. like people like you, me, and all those other fans, right? That's what it's all about. And that's why I'm not going to give up. Because you guys, and we all do, we deserve a better show. And you know what? This show does deserve. It's in trouble now. And you know what? It was there for us when we needed it. So I feel we must return the favour. We've got to be there for that show now. Gary says Tom Baker, John Pertwee, Patrick Troughton are my three doctors. Perry Chan, Dalek with Christopher Eccleston sold me on Doctor Who. I cried too during the Timeless Child. No shame in that, my friends. It felt like losing a piece of me. Chibnall and Jodie are imposters. The cancer storyline was very insensitive, and oh yeah, specifics are important. And from what I hear, they've given us plenty of ammo. They have. So just focus on the issues when you're sending your email in. Listen, if they start brushing you off with that, look, we keep going. We keep going. We will have to come up with something else as well, I reckon. But we'll keep going. I'm not giving up. Derek McManus says the cancer storyline was very insensitive. It was. The cancer scene told me everything I needed to know about Chris Chibnall, says Problem Being. Thanks, Noel. Much appreciated. First memory I have of Doctor Who was ending of the Mind Robber Part 1 with the exploding TARDIS. The True Whovian says Doctor Who had always been there even before I was a fan. I still enjoyed watching it, and I remember all the magical moments like hiding behind the sofa over Daleks. Let me see. CJ Campbell 37 says, I don't think many of the current so-called fans would have stories like this. Like Ian said last night when Jodie mentioned her Venetian, I can never say that, Aikido third doctor. I agree. CJ Campbell also says none of these J-bots picked up on it as they never even watched Doctor Who before Chibnall and his gang appropriated it. I agree. Gary Hughes says, I miss the Philip Hinchcliffe era. Mike says, I used to binge watch Doctor Who on Sundays. It was such an antidote to taking care of my ailing mother in her declining years. Tough days. Glad I found YouTube, though. I'm sorry to hear about your ma'am, but I'm glad you had something. You know, that's what I mean. Doctor Who, there's so many. I'm reading these now. I'm getting a little bit emotional because you can see what this show means to so many people. Unknown 289 says Doctor Who will always be part of my life. I remember watching Remembrance of the Daleks, a great story, and the opening really gave me chills and became something that I have always watched. Whew. Swift Rafter says, I must admit, buying the classic Doctor Who again has rekindled my childhood memories and makes me smile. My first glimpse of the Doctor was the android invasion when Sarah Jane's face fell off. It scared me to death. Davison is my favourite Doctor. I never missed an episode from Lindsay. Lee Anthony Davis says, it's good to see BBC are taking you seriously, Noel, as well as the other big players in this fandom. Thank you very much. Well, not less so me, but they are aware of my channel because they've taken down videos. So, but the others will probably be on the naughty list. They probably don't see me as a threat anyway. Gary says, Because they have taken away William Hartnell's wonderful Fourth Doctor and legacy, it takes away the mystery and affects how I watch the classic up until Capaldi. That's what I was actually saying. When you watch them now and they're supposed to be the Fourth Doctor, it's in my head now. Well, that's not how it is anymore because we've been told. But no, I snap back and say, yes, he is. Yes, he is. And even Cheryl said it today. William Hartnell's the Fourth Doctor, Tom Baker's the Fourth Doctor, and Peter Capaldi is the 12th Doctor, and nobody's going to change my mind about that. Ruby's 200 says a few of the old episodes are on Pluto. Luckily, I work in a university library, and somebody donated the entire series of Doctor Who videos up until Eccleston, I think. Ben says during RTD, I watched each episode twice. First time when it aired, then once again during the week before the following week's episode. Then, of course, I watched DVDs again and again. Same here. I remember when Doctor Who Series 1, 2005, Eccleston's one was released for Christmas, and I got the TARDIS. Seriously, I managed to get my hands on that before Christmas, and it was supposed to be a Christmas Day present, and I'd probably watched the DVD over 20 times, the whole lot of them, including Doctor Who Confidential, right? Probably watched the whole thing DVD 20 times. Now I can barely watch an episode. Yeah. DC Comics figurine collector says, I have stopped my pre-order on the new Blu-ray. It has killed it for thanking of, I don't know what that is, sorry. Atari for Life says, who is great because of legacy and history of the show. Add to it, don't take away. I agree. You always add. And these people are saying that he's added, but he hasn't. He's actually destroyed it. And their arguments are falling apart. Who is great because of the legacy and the history of the show. Add to it, don't take away. I read that one. Let me see, but that was a good one. In Matt Smith's era, the Doctor Who exploded on this US campus. I remember a bumper sticker that read, my other vehicle is a TARDIS. Oh, that's brilliant. Noel Wood, raising money to help for what? I just don't know what you mean by that. If you could just give us a bit more detail. And that's some of your comments anyway. Some lovely ones in there. But as I said, look, I'll support the fan film, and I will, because I said I would. But at the end of the day, as I said, the campaign for me is my focus, and I will be, I hope fans don't get too distracted by a fan film and actually continue to do what they're doing, because people might just settle for the fan film, but at the end of the day, we want Doctor Who back. So, And again, Unknown289 has put the BBC complaints link up on the live chat. Please, please, please keep continuing to do what you're doing. Is this more bad news, or is this mostly shell shock? No, this is us fans trying to cheer ourselves up, I suppose. We're reminiscing now. Gary's stream kind of helped. Then we watched Critical Drinkers, Heels versus Babyface. Their videos kind of helped this week, so I decided to do one myself because it helped me. So I've just been asking people to tell me what their earliest memory is of Doctor Who and how much the show means to them. Chibnall is a complete hack. No respect for this show. Moffat and RTD are probably pissed as well, but can't say anything. Hail everyone. Sorry I'm late, Scooby D. Look, I am. I don't feel right. I haven't felt right since Sunday. Um, it the last time I felt like this is when me nanny died. I'm not messing. It feels like I'm in mourning. I have the feelings. I feel the same way as I did back then, and it doesn't feel nice. Is Matrix Lord the only person who thinks that the timeless child is a villain? I think what's happening there is right because I've been talking. I was on a stream with Matrix Lord. I think Matrix Lord, like most fans, is trying to make sense of what's happened. And of course, one of those ways of dealing with that is coming up with different theories. So I don't blame Joe for um having these theories. I even threw some up myself. It helps. It does. It helps. I mean, look, it, it he's like most fans. He's trying to figure out a way to fix this so you know, it doesn't do damage. But as I said to Joe myself, though, I said, Joe, but the damage is kind of done already. Like this is all on screen. It doesn't matter, even if it turns out the master lied. Why would he do that to the fans? But I can understand where he's coming from. He's trying to make sense, like everybody else is, of this situation right now. So I can understand where he's coming from. So, we all have a look at. I've noticed as well. Gary has his way of dealing with it. Bolstrek has his way of dealing with it. I have my way. Blue Bonner has her way. Daniel has his way. Um, Us YouTubers, we have our ways of dealing with it, and so do you guys. He's have his our deals. He's have his our way of dealing with it, and that's his way. And I'm not going to slate him. Sometimes I wish half of these bloody theories were true because then we'd get out of this mess. But as I said to him already, why would he go this far, make us think that he's destroyed and everything that we've learned to believe is actually a lie? Then he's just going to reverse it. Why go through all the putting the fans through the heartache? It'll take time for your feelings to work themselves out now. It'll take comfort for someone who has been through it before. Yeah. I don't know. People say it's just a TV show, but, and I've always said it's more. But Sunday night actually, wasn't validation as such. But when I actually broke down, it kind of hit home that actually, yeah, I'm not just saying those words. And it hurts. And you know what? These J-bots told me to give it a go. They kept saying, well, you can't criticize something if you don't watch it. Well, I watched series 11 and 12 now. I think I've given Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall enough excuses and chances now. I'd rather be strapped to a chair and watch Dimensions in Time on a 10-hour loop than watch series 13 now. Yeah. I'd like to think Joe was right, but it's Chibs that good, right? No, that's what I said to Joe. I said, Joe, listen though. I said, you're clever, right? I says, the difference is Chris Chibnall is not. So you've come up with a good theory. I even come up with one that they were all splinters of the one doctor. Those there when Joe's Roots doctor showed up, and when I thought that other woman was going to be the doctor, and it didn't turn out she was. But I thought they were splinters of the same doctor, and it wouldn't ruin canon. Everybody had that theory. I still have a head canon. Yeah, everybody uses head canon, but can you really? That's what I'm saying. I know people say that, just use your own head, but can you really? That's the thing. Deep down, can you really though? And that's where I don't see, unfortunately, I wish I could be like all of you guys, right? And have my own head cannon, right? But I'm not built that way. I don't know what it is. I just can't be like you and say I can't. It has to be. Sorry, if it's in your head, right, and it's canon in your head, and it's not on the screen, well, then it's not canon. Then it's canon. I mean, your head canon is not canon. That's just the way I am, though. But if it helps you, then fine. I just think, But David does say on that, I still have me head canon for Spider-Man's current state, but it's been 10 years now, so it's impossible for them to come true now. Swift Raptor says, back in the day, we had the school playground to talk to your mates about these things. Leland says, I totally agree with him that Chibnall understands new trends. Yes. Oh, do you know what? We were watching that, right? And when he put the board up and he says, Chris Chibnall understands new trends, right? And when we looked at, and then when his face, and when he looked, oh, I can't. That was one of the funniest things I had at that video. Now, it was brilliant. It was brilliant. It was brilliant. It was brilliant. And here's the thing, right? I'd only finished modding on Gary's stream. Now, I knew he was coming back for Picard, but I said to myself, I need to get to bed because it was like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. Then Cheryl came out for a few minutes, so we said, Fecka, come on, we watched Ballstreck's video, then we watched Critical Drinkers, and then his video, and Dual Cox's video. And I tell you, this is why I decided to do this tonight. Just to, because it helped me last night watching those videos. So I just wanted to see what you guys had to say, because at the end of the day, it's your voice that's important. And while it's nice to hear how we're feeling, because some of you are feeling the same way. The reason why I decided to read out some of your comments was because I would like other people to hear your comments. Not just looking at the live chat. Just throw it out there. And so Marty says, I'm glad Capaldi got out before Series 11. It would have destroyed his Doctor completely. I agree. Right, I'll read out a couple of more comments. Right, so Garrett, I'll read out comments from people that haven't really commented. Let me see if there's any. I never understood the concept of headcanon, says Garrett Morgan. I'm the same myself, but as I said, if it does help people, I'm not going to complain. I'm just one of those people that can't do that whole headcanon thing, because if it's on screen, it doesn't matter what's in your head, it's still on screen. But it does help fans, so I'm not going to criticize anybody. Remember, we fans do work of creating a fandom. Yeah, I know, and I'm not criticizing anybody that uses headcanon. I'm just saying, I'm just actually saying, for me, if it's on screen, it's canon. It doesn't matter what's in your head. But that's just me, because I'm one of those people that has to, if it's on screen, that's why I got so upset. Because even though people are saying, well, this can be retconned, but it's still on screen. That's what my Ryan and Graham looked and acted bored throughout. William Hartnell will always be the original Doctor incarnation of the Doctor, says Marty. I created my own Star Trek series set after the Dominion War on board the newly built USS Odyssey. Headcanon can be a way of dealing with your own pain. Yeah, that's what I said. I'm not going to slag anybody. I just can't do it myself. It's some sort of mental block I have or something. Chib Dull is clearly convinced that we are a handful of nasty white patriarchs who deserve to be miserable, and the legion of diverse feminists will flock to become the new fandom. But here's the problem: there's not enough of them anyway, even if there was. And if he thinks Twitter is where all the fandom is, then he's a clown. Jo Martin said to the Radio Times that she was inspired by Capaldi. Well, that's good. That's good because Jo Martin has done more as the Doctor than Jodie Whittaker has in 2 years. The problem is with headcanon is that you will be the only fan of it. No one else can know it. Doesn't matter if it's what gets people through. I'm still upset, stomach, etc. Yeah, still a lot of people upset. But that's it. You can hear Ted in the background because Cheryl is home, and she keeps opening doors. So when she does that, he goes mental for some weird reason. He's mad. Do BBC read emails from North America? BBC will read emails from any part of the world. They have to. If you're complaining about a specific thing, they can't ignore them. Right? It doesn't matter. See, here's the thing. People are saying getting disheartened as well because they're getting generic responses from their emails. Could you just hold on for a minute, guys? I just want to... because there's something going on. Come on, Ted. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what's going on. Cheryl just keeps going in and out of the apartment door, and I'm just wondering if it's one of the old neighbours downstairs because we do keep an eye. I don't know what's going on. Did you hear him there? Hold on. Oh my God. So, me thinking there's something wrong, yeah? Do you know what she's doing? Well, she's going over to my sister's, right? So, she's only had to coming back from the city centre or whatever. So she's doing her she's having a shower and stuff, and now she's getting dressed. But you know what she's been doing? She's been opening the bloody door because she doesn't have a long enough mirror, and there's one in the lift. And she's been going out and opening the lift just to look at herself in the mirror.
That's not what I'm doing.
Right? Because there's a mirror in the lift. What are you at?
We don't have a mirror. Shush.
I don't know, like, you know? I don't know.
Why is he barking?
Because you're moving around, that's why.
We don't have a falling mirror.
Ted!
Teddy, come here.
Come here to me.
No, don't show me when you sound like a crazy person. I'm not a crazy person.
Silence will fall. Yeah, the silence will fall. But now Ted's back. Could you please?
Come here. Come here. He wants his yellow ball.
Well, he didn't want his yellow ball a few minutes ago.
Well, that's what he wants now.
Greg, welcome back to the madhouse. So yeah, the end of this strip. Oh my God, everything was bigger.
Once again, Noel's wife ruined it all at the end. No, I suck.
She's gonna come home drunk tonight.
I'm not going out tonight.
Oh, she's not. Oh, she's not going out tonight now. So she'd probably go down and get a bottle of wine and get drunk here tonight.
Going out tomorrow.
Oh, she's going out tomorrow now.
And if we had a full-length mirror in the bedroom that I could see.
Oh, then if
the
she had a
rest
full
of
length, see, she's giving out to
Then
me
I
now that
wouldn't
we don't
have to
have a
go out
full
to
length
the
mirror,
elevator
and
or
I've
something.
told her go and get yourself a full length mirror. I'll get it for you. Just order one, and we'll whack it up. You know what I mean?
I did all the christening and baby gifts.
Oh, she did all the christening and the baby gifts now. She's going to give me a big, huge lecture on what she got and all this, like, and I've no interest whatsoever.
Much like every time you're talking.
Do you know what?
you're
Here's the
paying
thing.
attention.
Here's the thing. You men can back me up here. When it comes to christenings and shit like that, we just say, here's money, go and get whatever. Yeah? Yeah, it's excellent, Cheryl. Drunk Cheryl. Just want drunk Cheryl to take over the channel. There's. Oh, drunk Cheryl was great.
That was tipsy, Cheryl.
Right. Drunk Cheryl fell off a bleeding bed and nearly whacked her head off the ground.
Drunk Cheryl loses her phone. Tipsy Cheryl.
Yeah,
hilarious.
drunk Cheryl is actually very funny, actually. I have to say. A girl has to do what a girl has to do. That's me wife, not me sister. Someone asked, is it me sister or wife? I think. Oh, is your sister from the US? No, that's me wife.
But his sister's not from the U.S.
But my sister is Irish. Like, when is the Grease? I've been asked to ask you, when is this stupid Grease 2 review happening?
Oh, Gary and I have to coordinate that.
Yeah, but is that actually happening, or is this a piss take? Because I think people, do you really want the Grease 2 review, or is people actually just winding me up?
No, keep in mind, it's going to be a challenge logistically because he's in the East Coast.
It'd be grand.
He's in the West Coast of California, so we've got like 8 or 9 hours of difference. So we'll have to coordinate the whole.
We'll think of something.
I bought you stuff stepping a wind pole.
Not that she buy me. All right. Yeah, thank you very much for that.
Yeah, you sound sincere.
Yeah, drunk Cheryl does need. Yeah, she needs to be in a padded room.
No, broke drunk Cheryl's drinking glass.
Yeah, so I was cleaning Cheryl's glass after she had her wine. Another way, I don't know what it is, but when you drink red wine and you leave the glass there, the red wine won't come off when you rinse the glass. The red wine doesn't come off. So what did I do? I got one of the, little sponges that you use to scrub the glass. So I put it in, and I put my hand in, and as I put my hand in, the glass shattered in me bleeding hand. I cut my hand.
Good thing I got it back.
Yeah, I thought there was a lump of glass. I even said to Cheryl, I said, you have to come in. She goes, why? I says, I'm at the cut my hand. I think there's a lump of glass cutting me hand. There wasn't, though. It's healed up now.
Why are you even live streaming?
Because you were gone out, and I thought you were gone to my sister. So I thought Gary's live stream kind of cheered me up. So I decided to do a live stream, and I'd asked the guys to tell me what their first memory of Doctor Who was and why the show has brought so much joy to their lives. And then what I'm going to do then is I'm going to post this to the Doctor Who sites all over Facebook and Twitter, so the BBC can hear what genuine Doctor Who fans, because they think we're Russian bots, you see. This is what the BBC are saying. People that are complaining against the show are a small minority. I got up at a reasonable time. Right, listen, guys, I'm going to go because the wife is here now, so we'll have to go down to the shop to get our dinner in. And there's a Manchester United match on tonight as well, so I'll be screaming at the TV. But yeah, the glass, yeah, it was all right. It's the first time I've actually broke a glass in years, like with me hand washing it. Because before I worked as a chef, obviously when I started my first job, you had to scrub a few pots first and peel the
Did you
the
ever
veggies and stuff.
get any input about like what people would want us to talk about if I do choose to be a part.
All right, yeah. Oh, yeah. Someone wants to, yeah. So the wife, the ball and chain, whatever you want to call her, all those words that wind up the SJWs, the bit on the side, the what, the little woman, the missus. I'm just doing this to piss off the SJWs. Me ball and chain.
You said that already.
Oh, did I? Yeah. What?
Your old lady.
Yeah, the old lady. I won't say the other one because that's rude.
Why don't you just go on with your
Right. Anyway, so the old lady, whatever you want to call her, the me concubine, me. What's
That's not the word you want to use. Just go.
what does the tree lady? What does the tree lady say? What's it? Anyway, right. She wants to know. Right. So here's the thing. She's right. All joking aside. So I'm still going to be having the panels, right? Now, as for Sunday, we'll have to see what's happening Sunday. So I'll have to get in contact with the rabbi and Blue Bonahoovian and see what's happening there to see if they want to still do the panels. Now, if we do Sunday, what we'll do is we will go live instead of 9 o'clock because there's no Doctor Who, obviously. We will go live at 8 and we'll start the stream early so people can leave early and go to bed early and we're not on all night. So Sunday's time is going to change from 10 o'clock to 8 o'clock from now on. And we're going to finish, we start at 8, we're going to finish around 10, half 10. 2.5, 3 hours, the usual, but that'll be it. And then we'll see what we'll do about during the week, but right now I'm going to leave them like that for now. But we're going to be doing panels, but Cheryl wants to know what kind of stuff you would like us to review. Now, I know some of you have already put up some suggestions, but as I said, it doesn't mainly have to be sci-fi. And as I said last night, I don't like romantic shit, right? And I don't like dramas with romance in them. So if you have any of that shit, you can send them Cheryl's way. And for me, I'm a geek, so send me out in sci-fi. But if you send me out like The Handmaid's Tale or anything like that, whatever you call it, or any of those CW shows or any other show that Cheryl tells you to secretly send me, I'm not going to watch, right? I don't watch them. I'm not going to be forced to watch shit that I don't like. And that's the end of it.
You're not waving that notebook around.
I am. But if you'd like me to review any detective shows or any sci-fi shows,
the question was,
what
would people be interested in listening to the both of us talk about? Which means I would get to talk too.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not doing girly things. Right, listen. I told you this I'm not one of these blokes that will just sit down and watch a girly film just for the sake because my girlfriend wants or her husband wants to watch it, or wife wants to watch it.
I felt just ideas.
Yeah.
About like, why would I have married you when you're such a knucklehead?
Yeah.
Maybe things like that. I don't know. I'm just grasping at straws, people.
She knew this when she married me.
No, I believe I was sold a false bill of goods.
No. You're gonna go there?
Oh yeah.
Event Horizon. She won't watch that. She can't even watch Ant with Clowns, for God's sake. And don't send us any suggestions with stuff. I have to make this clear. Actually, you have not to send any suggestions because of Cheryl. I don't care. I'll watch Ant. Right, once it's not a romantic thing with loads of women in it pretending to be heroes and being all male and shit, right? But don't send anything with animals in it. And I mean, when I mean animals being injured, dying, or any of that crap. Because if you do, Cheryl's gonna cry like a baby, and then I'll have to go and find you, hunt you down, and actually tell you why did you do that because you upset me wife. She can't even watch Bambi, for God's sake. And what's the other one you couldn't watch? Oh, yeah. I put on The Animals of Farthing Wood for her.
Oh, F off off with your
Yeah,
stupid
yeah,
animals are farther.
Yeah, and that made her, she was actually distraught after that. Right?
What kind of cartoon kills animals? Oh, I know. Things
A cartoon that we grew up with when we were kids because we weren't shielded and mollycoddled, and we could actually take the fact that in life things die.
I think every time you say actually, I should keep track of it. And then when you
What's the greatest show in the galaxy?
The Muppet Show?
Is that what there is?
I haven't got a clue. I haven't show in the galaxy.
If it's that movie with that singer with the beard and they're all singing, oh no, that's the Greatest Showman.
With Hugh
No,
Jackman?
yeah, I won't be watching that shit either. Don't be sending me that crap.
You're a very negative cantankerous.
No. I've got me certain genres that I like. I don't stray. That's as simple as that. Right? And just because I'm with I'm
so
married.
Basically, the question is, what would you guys like
No,
and
this
talk
is
about,
why.
but
No,
that you'll let Cheryl sit in?
no. This is what I said to them last night. See, jumping the gun. That's why I said to you last night. If you have any shows you'd want Cheryl to specifically review, send your suggestions. If there's stuff that you'd like me to specifically review, brilliant. And then if there's a show that you think that me and Cheryl might actually like, then throw your suggestions my way. Yeah, we do like Sherlock, actually. But I don't think Cheryl would be in the humour doing that. Actually, Daniel made a great suggestion last night.
I don't think I'd be in the humour of doing Sherlock. I love Sherlock.
Yeah, but didn't we watch an episode there a couple of weeks, months ago, and then we switched it off?
No, we were gonna, but we didn't. We switched all together.
Well, we have been told we should watch the Sarah Jane Adventures, and the fact that I've only seen 2 or 3 episodes, I think we should do that.
What?
And someone wants you to review Class. No, I'm only messing. They don't. Nobody wants us to review Class.
Why? It's amazing.
No, it's not amazing. It's got some great concepts, but it's not amazing, right? But I will defend it. I said I would. Actually, would anybody watch a review of Class from me and Cheryl? Good Omens, Lock and Key, and the Orville. Well, I watched the Orville. I got Cheryl into the Orville, so I know we definitely do that. Cheryl has watched Good Omens, and she's asked me to watch it, and I will. So yeah, if I watch it again, then Cheryl's obviously this be the second or third time she's seeing it. So yeah, we can do a review of that. And as for the other one, Lock and Key, never heard of it.
I've seen it on Netflix.
But again, I'll give it a go. That's a no on Class. No, don't do Class. Yeah, but see, here's the thing, right? They're at it again. Oh, but it's got all that SJW stuff in it and start creeping in Doctor Who. Right. Just because they have a guy of Indian descent, right? They have a black girl and they have a couple of white people, and one of them happens to be gay, and the other one happens to be, what's the other one? The girl has something about the something got to do, right? It doesn't matter, right? At the end of the day, so whether you like it or not, so is the Orville. Orville is woke as well. The issues that it deals with are woke issues, right? The thing about it is they do it in the correct way. Did Class do it in the correct way all the time? Maybe not. But that is no reason not to watch a show that has great concepts. So I think people are losing their shit. Oh, it's going to be woke and I'm not going to watch it. I'm sorry, that excuse doesn't wash with me anymore, because you're living in a society now and you're living with TV where there's going to be levels of different wokeness in different shows, right? And in Class, there's not that many. Yes, there's a gay character in it. So feckin' what? There's a black girl in it. So what? There's an Asian fella of Asian descent. So what? Dog Reddy is a deadly character, whatever his name is, right? He gets his leg bleeding severed off. He's a deadly character. The only one that I didn't like in it was the main girl. She's a twat. She's annoying. The rest of them are fine. Catherine Kelly is in it. She's bloody awesome in it. And the twist at the end of it, I'm sorry, but the twist at the end is serious one. And even Daniel said it last night, and he's not a fan. Is one of the best twists I've ever seen. I'm sorry, I'm going to defend Class. It's not it is woke, yes, in certain parts, of course it is. Because that's just what television is now, unfortunately. There's a few examples where there's no woke stuff, but even those programs are starting to add it into their shows, right? The thing about it is, this is what you'll have to do. You'll have to assess which show has the least amount of woke and watch it. And for me, Class is not that bad. It had some interesting concepts. The one criticism I have of it is this. Well, I have two. Number one, the show didn't know what the audience it was kind of aiming for. So you could kind of see that within the writing, because there's some scenes that just look kind of, you're looking at it and you're saying, well, does that really make, it's a bit ultra violent. You're kind of thinking it's a bit out of place, right? So you don't know. I think they were supposed to aim at teenagers, right? Look, the teen tune is awful, right? And that puts you off straight away. But I'm telling you, some of the characters in it are very, very interesting. Catherine Kelly is brilliant as Quill. And I have to say, Miss Quill, and I have to say, that cliffhanger at the end, you don't even see it coming. You don't even see it coming. You don't see it coming. It comes out of nowhere. And then, you know what? They cancelled it. And then Big Finish did a series too. And they never, because they weren't allowed, they couldn't continue on the story. So we never got the resolution of that cliffhanger, and that's just what pisses me off. I'm not saying it's a racial diversity thing. I'm just saying that people give out about woke stuff, and I think we have to be very careful because it's going to be in TV shows whether we like it or not, or movies. And it just all depends. But if the story is good, which in some of these episodes, the concepts are very interesting. I mean, there's a football coach in one of the episodes, and he has a dragon tattoo, right? And the tattoo comes alive, right? It turns into this big creature. Yeah? It's Bleeding Deadly. It's one of the best episodes in it. There's some great concepts. So, when I hear people say, I hate Class, I would say, and I'm not saying anybody here, you probably all have watched it, but I see other people on Facebook say, and Twitter say, oh, I wouldn't watch Class, Class is crap. And I'd be like, I bet you that person hasn't even watched it. They're just listening to what everybody else says. Because I'm sorry, even Daniel himself said it last night, and he's not a fan of it. But he said even the cliffhanger was very good. So, and there is some interesting concepts. And it's not me selling out. I just think what happens is a lot of people, they're just, it's just because there is an agenda out there, they're just picking up on everything. And, unfortunately, as I said, this is just the current era that we're in right now. And whether you like it or not, most of your TV shows are going to be woke. The difference is that shows like The Orville actually know how to do it within a narrative of a show. Other shows fail to do so, and the message seems to be the main emphasis for them. But when done properly, it's actually not bad. And I'm telling you now, it's not bad. Wait, the cliff hangover. So I don't know. And here, one of the cast from Class actually came out and criticised Doctor Who during Series 11, and they got a lot of stick, which I thought was unfair. That was an actor that was willing to actually come out and criticise, and everybody slammed them down and criticised Class. Everybody should have embraced them and said, fair play to you. You've actually had the balls to come out and actually say something, unlike most of your other co-stars or anybody from Torchwood or anybody from the Doctor Who show itself. Greg Austin is his name. I think he had to take down his Twitter account for a while. I think he's back up and again, but he criticised Series 11. He said it was awful. And he's probably in a show that most fans hate. And if you get a guy coming out that people hate his show, and he's coming out and even criticizing the main show, well, then that's a guy you should be listening to. That's the guy we should be listening to. But you see, here's the thing, as I said, you're always going to have woke agenda. But if you sacrifice that and that becomes your main message instead of the story that you're trying to tell, well, then that's where you mess up. And that's where shows like Doctor Who have failed and Picard have failed. Class didn't always get the balance right. They didn't always get the balance right. But out of the episodes that I've seen, I have to say I liked more than I hated. And for me, that then is a mildly successful show. I would have liked Series 2 because Series 1 was hindered from the start. It was put on BBC Three, the digital station. It wasn't promoted properly in the first place, right? It was badly promoted, right? And I do believe if they had got the green light for Series 2, it would have got proper promotion. They would have put it on BBC 2 because there was talks of putting it on BBC 2. And I actually think Series 2 of Class, especially with that cliffhanger at the end, I think it would have kicked on and it actually would have got better. Remember, the first season of The Orville is not perfect. For me, even in the very first episode, it's a bit cringy looking at The Orville go around that spaceship, like doing all those impossible turns to avoid being shot at. That was ridiculous. A couple of the scenes are absolutely a joke, right? But that show was maturing, right? And Series 2, we got a more mature show. They got the balance right, and everything was great, right? I believe the same thing could have happened, Class. They would have got the balance right. It's Series 2 because they would have actually, at the time, BBC still would have listened to fan feedback and they would have done something. They would have listened to the fans and Class could have kicked on, in my opinion. It is sad for me because the reason why is because, as I said, that cliffhanger, it deserved the second season alone just for that cliffhanger, just to see the resolution. I wanted to see what happened. It was an interesting one. Right, folks, listen, I was supposed to be only on for an hour, but I've obviously done 1 hour and 52. But as I said, if you'd like any shows for me and Cheryl to review, let me know. If you are actually serious about her doing that Grease 2 review, let me know. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'll just listen for the laugh. I'll be in the live comments with you guys if that happens. Right, just listening. That'll be a funny one. But listen, continue, which is our campaign. Continue doing what you're doing with the emails, right? We're not going to stop. As I said, and we will continue to do what we do on this channel, give you as a voice. But over the next few weeks, let's do something different on the channel. We cheer you up, because a lot of fans out there still need cheering up. We will do classic Who reviews as well, and we will do new Who reviews as well. And I might even for the laugh, because some people know of this show, many of you mightn't, but it might be interesting if I do reviews on it. Father Ted. It's an Irish show, comedy. It was on Channel 4 about a bunch of priests living on an island with their housekeeper. It's a comedy. So I might review that as well. Give it a laugh, might cheer people up. So listen, Doctor Who right now, as I said, title of the video, rest in peace. Until BBC make a course correction, that's exactly what they have done to Doctor Who. They have laid it to rest, because I know by talking to most of this fandom since Sunday that even the YouTubers now have called time on the reviews. And listening to Critical Drinker saying that this was going to be his last ever Doctor Who review, that he wasn't going to review it anymore, kind of made me upset, because this is the damage Chris Chibnall has actually done. Can you review Hello 2? Yeah, I used to watch that as a kid. No problem. I don't think Cheryl has ever seen it, so I'll be interested to see if she'll watch that one actually. But yeah, but when he said that, as I said, it made me realise what damage Chris Chibnall has actually done. And it's fans like him, like you guys in me chat, everybody that follows all the big YouTubers that do Doctor Who videos, and our followers that actually are the subscribers that actually watch Doctor Who. It's those fans that I actually now feel sorry for, and they're the real victims of Chris Chibnall's era. To see the devastation on Gary's face, to hear the anger in Ballstreck's voice, Doomcock's voice, to hear Critical Drinker at the end, and I could hear, I don't know about it, I thought I hear these voice cracking. You could hear right at the end of that speech that he gave at the end of his video that he was done. And that's the real damage that Chris Chibnall has done to this fandom. He has broken so many fans' hearts, and he has basically destroyed a lot of fans' childhood. And for that, he should be replaced. His era should be retconned. And I wish, but it never happened. I just wish someone that worked on this show in the past would finally come out and say enough is enough. Because with one of those supporting us, it would make a huge difference. But unfortunately, I don't see that happening, because there is loyalty there. Some will be scared, because they'd be looking, if their work dries up, BBC could always give them another job, so they don't want to upset that either. But if any former actor has the courage to come out against this era of Doctor Who, we would rally behind that person for starters, and trust me, they wouldn't be bullied, because we would rally behind that person. But we need someone to come out and say something, and say enough is enough. Just one. And then it'll be like a domino effect, because then other people that were afraid to speak up originally will start speaking up. And I guarantee you, some of those YouTube shills that actually have been praising this will then all of a sudden change their tune. This is what really needs to happen. Peter Davison was brave enough to question this, but he was bullied offline. And this is why I think most of them won't even attempt it, because you'll have the Twitter crowd go after them. And unfortunately, they do have a voice, because they have other, they've got the platform, they've been given the platform to be able to have this voice. So they're pretty powerful enough, so they could easily slam down anybody. I mean, you've already seen it with these new so-called fans. They don't care if you're an old doctor. They don't care if you've worked on the show before. If you go against this era, they'll attack you. They don't care what your legend or your history is in the show. They don't care. We don't use that hashtag in this group, so I'm going. We do not use that hashtag. That hashtag is racist, sexist, and misogynistic. So please do not use the hashtag not my doctor. We refuse to use that hashtag on this channel, and we haven't used that hashtag since it first came out. We don't use that hashtag. Because this is not just about one person, right? This is about the whole show, right? So we're either using the hashtag that's trending the most now is RIP Doctor Who, or if you would like to use the hashtag that we use on this channel, it's either hashtag Save Doctor Who or hashtag Who United. But we don't use hashtag Not My Doctor. Nothing got to do with the YouTube channel called Not My Doctor Who. They're completely different to that hashtag. That hashtag is, as I said, is that hashtag is responsible, by the way. I just want to remind you fans out there, actually. Remember, this hashtag is responsible for some of the stuff that happened in Series 12. Jodie Whittaker mentioned the Not My Doctor hashtag in a brief video. Chris Chibnall has taken the piss out of it and has had a go at that crowd, right? That crowd has done more damage to this fandom than the J-bots, right? Because we're not actually being taken seriously because of those bunch of racist, sexist, misogynistic pigs. Because there's a racist, sexist element that that went after Sasha, that went after Joe, and went after other cast members, right? And the proof is all over Twitter for people to see. Okay, it was thrown up. Nobody uses that hashtag that's in this YouTube channel. They don't use it, and it is a sexist. It is sexist because the people behind it are sexist. See, the people that use that hashtag only have a problem with Jodie Whittaker, right? That's why it was set up for, right? But we don't just have a problem with Jodie Whittaker. We have a problem with the whole show, including Chris Chibnall. So we've decided to use another hashtag. Oh no, look, you didn't know. You did know. And you're good. Don't go on Twitter. You're right. I wouldn't go on Twitter. You're right. But you see, here's the thing, and I just want to make this point to you because then you'll probably understand. Even though most of the fandom isn't on Twitter, the BBC would like to think so. So when you have those racist idiots using that hashtag and going after former cast members or going after fans or writing in threads where they've called Sasha all sorts of names. I won't mention the name, but it was a racial slur anyway, right? These fans were exposed. The Not My Doctor hashtag, as I said, has done a lot of damage to this fandom, and real fans that want to make a difference and real fans that want to make a change are being slated in with that lump because of that hashtag. So we're done with them. They're not part of this fandom as far as we're concerned. They're just a bunch of old men that have nothing better to do. They're set in their ways, and they're just a bunch of racist assholes and sexist. I have no time for them. And I never will have time for them. We're trying to make a real difference here. See, when you get showrunner Jodie Whittaker and others mentioned in the Not My Doctor and talking about it in a negative light and calling them trolls, sexist, and them actually coming out and using those terms themselves, then anybody that uses a hashtag like that or similar to that is actually called sexist, racist. So I wouldn't use it myself. And if you have been getting a lot of problems, right, since I started using hashtag Save Doctor Who, I haven't gotten any grief off any J-bot. Soon as you use the hashtag Not My Doctor, well then trust me, you get a mob after you. Ian is here as well. Hey, Ian, thanks for coming on last night, by the way, showing us your merchandise. Right, I'm gonna go. But listen, I just want to thank you all for all your lovely stories. And I just want to say, I know a lot of you are hurting right now, and you are probably thinking, and I've heard some fans, and come here, I'd urge you not to do this. I've heard some fans say, "Oh, I'm gonna get all my classic merch. I'm gonna get all my new Who merch, and I'm gonna burn it." Why the fuck would you do something like as stupid as that? Right? Listen for a minute. Right? No matter what the BBC say, right? No matter what the BBC say, you went out of your way, you spent your hard-earned cash on that merchandise. This show has meant something to you for a very, very long time, right? And now, because it's gone shit, you just want to pick up all your merchandise and basically dump it. I'm sorry, but this is going to sound harsh. Are you all stupid or something? You're going to flush all that money down the toilet, all that commitment down the toilet because the show right now is bad. I'm sorry. Keep your bloody merchandise. You bought it, right? You bought it because you were a fan, right? And just because you've turned your back on this era doesn't mean that you should get rid of your merchandise. They're memories, right? They're memories. You keep those men's memories alive when you buy their merchandise, right? You're paying respect to them. So continue to pay respect to them. You don't get rid of your merchandise. Keep your bloody merchandise. You paid for it. It's a waste of time. I hate people when they say, I'm getting rid of me. Don't get rid of your merchandise. You paid for it. I'm not getting rid of any of mine. I'll never get rid of any of mine. And there you go. Look at Ian. Ian still has loads of merch, right? And he doesn't like the current era. He's finished with Doctor Who right now until this is either retconned or something happens with Chris Chibnall removed, right? But he's not going to get rid of his DVDs, his Blu-rays, and all the merchandise he's collected over the years because he doesn't like the show right now. Keep his merchandise, guys. You've bought that. You've bought because you've loved something, because you've believed in the message that Doctor Who was trying to convey to its audience. You don't give up on it. Remember, when you were down and out, right? Or you were feeling sad, or you were lonely, and you needed to be cheered up, and you took out one of your DVDs or your Blu-rays, and it was Doctor Who, and you popped it into the machine, and you sat down, and it put a smile on your face. You mean to tell me that you still don't want to have that feeling? I know when you look at it, you're kind of thinking of Jodie Whittaker's, Chris Chibnall's there, and you're thinking, he sullied it. He hasn't, though. That's the thing. We have to get that out of our heads. He hasn't sullied it, right? If you still believe that William Hartnell's the Fourth Doctor, well, then he is. It doesn't matter what Chris Chibnall says anyway. The whole fandom has rejected this anyway. Everybody has. We've said it. You see the posts all over Facebook, Twitter, anywhere you're on. Even YouTube channels have been throwing up channels of videos in support of Hartnell and other doctors. William Hartnell's the Fourth Doctor, no matter what Chris Chibnall says. So keep your bloody merchandise, because Tom Baker's still the Fourth Doctor. Peter David's still the Fifth bloody Doctor, right? Peter Capaldi is still the 12th Doctor, right? Stop this nonsense. BBC is trying to defeat us, right? They want you to do that. They want to see you turn your back on the show, right? Because they do want to try getting new fans, but it is backfiring on them, but they're still going to go with it because they're bloody idiots. But don't give up. You could turn your back on this era, yes, but still fight for it. Still defend it. and still watch your bloody DVDs and keep your merch. Don't be ridiculous. He's paid all that money. That'd be like me and Cheryl saying, right, Cheryl, we're not watching Doctor Who anymore, right? We're done. But I don't want to see Doctor Who in the house anymore, so get rid of all our merch. I'm sorry, but Cheryl spent a shit ton of money on her merch. You know what I mean? Over the years, she's not going to get rid of it.
Yeah, my sister did that for me.
Well, her sister did that for her. But you know what I mean? But she wouldn't get rid of her merch just because she hates the series now. That's ridiculous. So I have seen a few people on Gary's video, Doomcock's video, and all the other videos saying, oh, they're going to get rid of their merch. They can't look at it. That's ridiculous. If you need to put it away for a while, do. But don't get rid of your merchandise. You spent your hard-earned cash on it. It brought joy to your life. Don't let the BBC take that away from you as well. All right? Because they've already taken so much away from us. Don't let them take that away.
Aren't you ending the stream?
And I am. I'm ending the stream now, baby. Right, listen, I have to go. Have a good night. I'll talk to you all tomorrow night. And yeah, we'll see what we do tomorrow, but we'll think of something anyway. Have a good one. Say good night, Sharon.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Say good night, Ted. No, he's just doing his own little thing now. Right, listen, guys. I'll talk to you all tomorrow. And listen, chin up, right? Cheer up, and you know, I'm gonna try give it a go this weekend and watch more Doctor Who. See if I don't feel as shitty, and try get this last episode out of my system. I think that's the best thing to do. Just bloody watch your classic Doctor Who or whatever Doctor Who cheers you up, and try cheer yourself up. Force yourself if you have to, and then concentrate on what we have to do as fans. Right, we stick together. Right, we speak as one, and we'll get somewhere. I believe that. Right, until tomorrow. Good night. Stay safe and chin up, Whovians. Love you all. Thanks for the support. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, all that usual business. Thank you for all the lovely, beautiful comments that you have sent in. It's been a pleasure reading out how much this show has meant to so much of you. We'll do another one of these tomorrow to give you a bit more thought, time to think. So if anybody else would like to add any more about Doctor Who and how much the show meant to you, we will do a stream before the main stream tomorrow. And you can let me know. We'll post it to the BBC. Listen, good night. Talk to you all soon.
Move on.